now.
Correct.
So whatever you're selling, they'll basically just
100%.
And think about me. I've been in business for almost 10 years
Yeah.
now, right? And I've got people who have been with me from day one who are still, going to my hair salon, buying the supplements, even buying property through us. Like they're going the full hog, right? And whatever I do now, like let's say for example I open up a cafe, they'll go to my cafe. You know what I mean? Because it's that trust has been built.
That's the same with me too, of course.
And it's like what Mark was saying with was it Lee? Did you say his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, where he's just positioned himself correctly, where he can. He's just building these relationships left, right, and centre, and he's giving. You know what I mean? Like he's constantly giving, and he's not there concentrating on the how much money have we got in the till or anything like that. He's constantly giving. Like I've got this one guy in my business, right, and God love him because he just thinks about sales and that's it, right? But he won't even give out a bottle of water, right? Like I've got Sonny from Medina Wheels and Tyres, right? Yeah. Someone will come in and go, okay,
mate,
I've got a punctured tyre, right? Then you know how to.
He's great at it.
To plug a tyre it costs $50, right? Now he'll just do it for free. He just doesn't charge. He'll just do it for free. Not only because he's a good guy, like he's such a top bloke.
Yeah.
But he knows that those people are going to come back and do business with him anyway, right? Where there's people out there that, for example, won't give a bottle of water out, right? Because they go, oh no, we've got to save that money because it's inventory for the business, and they think so short term, right? But what happens is that people see that and go, you're such a tight ass.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't want to spend my money with you, right?
Exactly.
So the point, what I'm trying to get to, the point is with selling, try and give more than you actually receive, and mate, you'll be the topmost top salesman
100%.
ever. You know what I mean?
And even if it's not, one thing. Even if it's not for a monetary purpose, you'll feel good. You will feel good at the fact that you've given.
And so will the client.
Yeah, of course.
The client's going to go, wow, like what an experience.
100%.
So every business I have, I want people to leave here, or whichever business it is,
Being
and go,
impacted.
wow,
Yeah.
what an experience.
Yeah, customer
right?
experience is huge. Customer experience is especially for a retail environment, all this stuff, or a service-based business.
Forget about the product.
Completely forget about it.
Because you can get the product anywhere else.
The one thing I wanted to chuck in there is stop holding back in the bottles of watermark. Far out.
Yeah. I didn't want to mention any names, but yes, it was Mark.
Holding the water, big brain, it's all happening tonight. I'm going to have to get my ammunition next week.
Oh, mate, we're building it as we go. It's great.
You're our punching bag.
But I couldn't agree more. You have to be providing more value than you receive. And if you can provide 80% of the value, do it. Every time. 10 times out of 10. And, taking this back away from business to business or business to customer selling again, we were talking about it recently where we have friends, you and I, where we're providing value to whatever it is, even if it's just being nice to someone who's going through a bad time or whatever, and they throw it back in your face. What do? Do you get pissed off at them? No. But back in the old days, before I knew anything about how to be grateful for the fact that I have these people in my life in the first place, it's that you just got to keep giving. Because I was having this conversation with you when we were actually brainstorming about doing this podcast in the first place. We're both sitting here going, you know what? Just be good. Just give good things to people constantly, and you will fucking get so far in life. It's not funny. Even when they throw it back in your face, just keep providing value, no matter what it is. Always keep providing value, even if they keep saying no.
I completely agree. I've got people in my life, right, and they're very, very close to me, where they constantly insult me and insult my intelligence, and they just they actually say some really bad things about me, right?
Yeah.
But they're very close to me. I'm tied in with them, and I can't do anything about it. Now, back in the day, I would have been the same as I would have just gone, I would have just punched them in the fucking face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you can't do that, obviously.
Yeah.
And
or just cut them out.
Yeah, or just eliminate them. But
Yeah.
but now, like, I try, if you take in that negative energy, right, what's going to happen is that the next person that you deal with is going to cop it, and that person probably doesn't deserve it, right? So what you've got to do is, like you said, Chris, be good to everyone constantly, and it doesn't matter if you've had a bad run-in with someone in particular. just keep giving out that good energy, that good value, and what will happen is more will come back.
Mate, and like, especially based, like, okay, so you guys are in, especially within this office, you guys are in a service-based business where I swear to God, probably, 90% of a lot of your return business or whatever is referral, right?
That's right. It's all word of mouth.
It's all word of mouth.
Yeah.
Be good to these people.
Yeah.
Because they're going to tell their friends.
We have to be.
You have to be good to these people. Because if you're, and same for retail, same for being a sales rep and all this stuff too. If you're a sales rep and you think that businesses don't talk, you're silly.
Yeah.
So you need to be really, really, really good to every customer that you see at the same time too, because if you're good to them, they'll go, oh man, Zah's the guy you want to talk to. He'll look after you. I should probably fix that. Boys, go on.
So another thing that I'll probably touch on is that if you're constantly good to everyone, you'll get a really good reputation of being, that really good bloke. So, for example, you can use it in a social environment as well, and I guess everyone can relate to this. So, the people who are listening to this who aren't involved in business or are listening to it for work purposes or anything like that, when it comes to a social environment, like, who wants to be friends with the guy who's negative all the time?
Oh, of course,
right? Who wants to be friends with the guy who is just just a wet sock, in the corner, like no one, So you're not going to make any friends that way. So in a social environment, even if you're trying to pick up a chick, right? You're trying to pick up a girl, you've got to be positive. You can't. No girl's going to want to talk to some negative guy who's got no smile on their face and got no value to offer. And a lot of people think, but when you say value, does that mean like money or anything like that? You know what I mean? And it's not just that. It's more so, okay, what can you offer in terms of substance within yourself?
Yeah,
and it's that positive energy. It needs to go across everything that you do, right? Because for me, I transfer my business skills into my relationship at home, into my social environments. And you know what? I'm successful at all of those things. And it's not hard,
Look, and something I always turn back to, and a lot of my close friends will always hear me say this, but like, at the end of the day, we're all going to die. And I don't. This is me not being negative or anything, but I'm just saying, like,
that's heavy.
You don't want to be remembered. You don't want to be remembered.
Just pass out a bottle of water and you'll be fine.
Yeah, to be the negative one.
No, you don't.
Out of the people you were with. You know what I mean? You could be the richest person, you could be the poorest person, but as long as you're the happiest person, that's what people are going to remember.
Correct.
Leaving an impact in this world. And that. Again, that goes back to the start of selling yourself. Yeah. Sell yourself as a good person that gives to people. Yeah, sometimes you might get hard done by others that take your good heart for granted, kind of thing. So what? All the good stuff that you've put out will come back to you in some way or another. And that could be with anything, in business, personal, financial, whatever. But that's something that I've learned. Over the last couple of years as well, through personal development, which is something that we urge here at the School of Struggle for everyone to get involved
Very
in,
important.
is to really
100%.
smash the personal development.
I think we should definitely do some talking on that as well.
Definitely, yeah. But just continue to better yourself and be happy all the time, and always look. You're not going to be able to change certain people. You're not going to be able to change certain situations. You're not going to be able to change the world.
Correct.
You can't. So you have to accept it for what it is, and see the positive through that.
I think with a lot of people when it comes to sales as well, and that while we're on that positive energy note, I think where people go wrong with sales is that, and where a lot of salespeople get a bad rap is that they think they lie, and there are a lot of ones that actually lie.
There's some shocking ones.
Yeah, and I think the bottom line is, if you're going to be in sales, or if you're looking at trying to be good at sales, do the right fucking thing.
Yeah, constantly.
Right? Don't lie. Like I've encountered people who are great salesmen, and you know what brings them down? They lie.
Yeah.
Because they just want to get themselves ahead
Correct.
for the short term. And what happens? It may not be 1 year or 2 years or 3 years down the track, but it all uncovers.
Yeah.
Right. It eventually will uncover, and these top-notch salespeople who lie end up being really, really bad salespeople.
Yeah.
Right? So tell the truth, help people, don't focus on the dollars, focus on the solutions, and you'll be a top salesman.
100%. If there's one, I couldn't agree more. There's one thing that I really, really, really want to bring up with this too. If you know that your product is great, and you know you're going to provide value to these people and all sort of stuff, I think one thing that so many salespeople, even if it's just relationship based thing, when you're trying to pick up a girl, or if it's business to business, business to customer, or any sales environment whatsoever, ask for the fucking sale. If you don't ask for it, and you know that you're providing value to these people, and they're not going to be
yourself.
They're not going to be as well off without your service or product. You need to ask for it, because you're doing a disservice to them if you don't. I know so many, like especially sales reps, sort of go in and go, they're going to call me back. Sorry. When have you ever called a sales rep back? You know what I mean? It doesn't happen. Ask for the sell and put a timeline on it. A timeline on it at the same time as well. Yeah. So if they say no, not right now. Okay, cool. Can you have an answer for me by 2 p.m. tomorrow? They go, fuck, he's just not going to go away until I say yes.
Well, at least you can move on if they're not going to sign the deal. You can keep moving
right. At least that way you know where you stand at the same time, and you stop wasting your time with them as well. But always ask for the sale regardless, because if you can do that, you'll actually get ahead a lot quicker in the first place. But at least you know you're providing value to that person, and you're doing the right thing. Because, as mentioned, you're doing a disservice to them if you don't, in a massive, massive, massive way. And yeah, boys, there are a couple of questions that we can answer.
Yep.
Give me a second, I'll grab them up. I did put this status up on Facebook, and we had a pretty good response to it too, actually.
Yeah. It's got to do with sales, or just overall?
It's all sales. It's all sales. I think I might do this for, every now and again, just to give us some... So we can actually know we're providing real value to people. They're asking the question, you know what I mean?
Yep.
How would... And I think we've already actually... This is from a friend of mine, Philip. We've kind of already touched on this, but how would you structure your sales pitch going business to business? Would you be the listener or the aggressor? To be personal, personally, I think a mixture of the two. So you want to harvest all the information you can by listening, and then the quote unquote aggressive side of it is asking for the sale. Do you guys agree?
I think it's more the order.
Yeah, you're
right?
correct.
So it's not so much what ratios would you have it in. Obviously, you need to listen as much as you can at the start, right? Because you want to gather as much information as possible, and then that way, when you do go for your pitch, it can be a lot more sort of pinpointed with accuracy.
You're pitching a solution then.
That's right.
Correct.
Well, you know what the solution is going to be because you've heard out the problem. So too many people, what they do in sales is that they go and sell themselves first, but how do you know that you're actually providing a solution?
Correct.
To the other party's problem.
Correct.
I agree, and that I really like that answer, and I think that'll provide some great value to him too. This is to Daniel Cho. This is the next question. He did say that he's a bit of a fanboy, so I'm going to give a shout out to him as well. He's got 3 questions here, but I'm going to delve into the second because we sort of answered the first one automatically just then. This is a good one. What's more important, to sell inside a store or sell outside of a store? Now Daniel's a sales rep. Do you reckon it's better to be selling inside or outside?
I think outside.
Outside?
I think because, again, it's all about the other person. It's not about you. Get in their comfort zone. Let's be comfortable with them because at the end of the day, you're providing them a solution and whatever you're providing for them, it's for them. But let's talk on a monetary value. They're the one that's got to have to pull out of their pocket.
Correct.
So, if it's like you come to me and if you want something and you pay me and me, forget it. You can kiss goodbye to that sale. That's in my eyes anyway. I feel if you can go out and, that comes down into the service-based industry. It's the amount of, both of you guys could vouch for this, like taking everyone out, drinks, coffee, this, that, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
You've got to do it because you've got to be on their level. You've got to keep them in their comfort zone. And then, obviously, at the end of the day, you hope to get the signature on the dotted line. But that's what I think anyway.
I agree. I think in stores is a little intimidating sometimes. You know what I mean? Because it's your zone. So, for example, when people come into my office, it's usually like, they're kind of sitting in the corner and going, oh, okay, what, a bit nervous, you know what I mean? What's Czar going to say in his big office chair and all of that sort of thing. And I think when we're in their environment, whether it be their home or, out at a restaurant, I feel that I get more of a response that way. And look, we close more deals that way. You know what I mean? It's proof's in the pudding.
Yep.
Guys, look, that's it for today. We've answered 2 questions and we've provided some great value on sales, I think, today. Thank you so much for joining me again.
Thank you.
got another cracker one next week, and thank you so much. We'll see you guys next week, and if you can do me this one favor, everyone out there, share, leave a review,
Tell everyone.
tell everyone, and we'll keep providing value for you guys at the same time too.
Before Chris send nudes.
And if we get any complaints, we'll just delete the emails straight away.
I think we should swear more, boys.
See you next week.
See you
See
guys.
you, everyone.
Bye bye.